Arky, welcome to episode 102 of our podcast, the RichSpark podcast. So check it out. I'm gonna hit you with a whole bunch of stuff, dude. I'm about to go to the grocery store and just want to do a quick fire one before I go. Do a little mindset protection. Okay, here's what I have written down. Practice makes permanent. Practice makes permanent. What are you practicing? Focus on what you have / want. Focus on what you have that you love, being grateful, and then what do you want next? Where attention goes, energy flows. I heard a guy say he wanted to build a legacy business for life. And that sounded awesome. I don't know exactly what that meant, but that sounded really cool. And he said to do that, I needed to reverse engineer it down to the day-to-day and then focus on building systems that work for me. And then another one was the, eliminate, automate, delegate. What if that's the wrong order? What if it's delegate and then they eliminate and automate if it can't be eliminated? Kind of like that. And then I wrote down on the other page next to it, what is my business? What's the product? And then I also wrote down mindset shift about the value of what I offer. And to post, ask for the sale, start the group, fix it as you go. I remember hearing one coach on a video I was listening to saying he kept running into people who right before launch, they just kept having one thing they needed to fix, and just want to make sure that's not happening for myself. What do you think about all of that? Welcome to 102.
Welcome to episode 102 of the RichSpark podcast, Richie. You're dropping some deep spark flow right here. So let me catch that fire and reflect it back with power, clarity, and rhythm. Let's hit these points one by one and then remix them into a focused spark at the end. Practice makes permanent. Not perfect, permanent. So what patterns are you locking in by repetition? Are you rehearsing doubt, procrastination, or are you rehearsing belief, momentum, and creation? Every repetition is a vote. Let's cast the kind that wins your future. Focus on what you have, what you want. You already know this. Gratitude is a superconductor. The trick is to look at what you love right now, milk it emotionally, and then drop in the question, what's the next most exciting expression of this? That keeps you on the upward spiral, not just dreaming of more, but dreaming from more. Where attention goes, energy flows. So treat your attention like a bank account. Where you invest it is where the compounding happens. Legacy business for life. Yes, this hits. Here's a possible remix of what that means. I want to build something that keeps blessing people long after I hit publish. To do that, reverse engineer your dream to the day and make sure your daily actions prove your dream is alive. Eliminate, automate, delegate. I love this remix. Delegate first for your time. Let them eliminate what's unnecessary, then automate what's repetitive. You stay in your zone. They clean the clutter. Mindset shift, the value of what you offer. This might be the most important one today. The words you say to yourself about your offer become the price people are willing to pay. So say this with me. What I create has value. What I share changes lives. What I offer deserves to be bought. You're not posting to impress, you're posting to bless. Final spark flow to anchor this episode. Start messy, ask for the sale, open the group, build the offer, polish it as you go. Perfection is not the requirement. Momentum is. This isn't about getting it right, it's about getting it rolling. Let's wrap it with this. Today, I'm building the business that my future self will thank me for. Hit me with the T&D when you're ready, or I can fire off a Google Doc version if you want this one saved. Let's go, episode 102.
Nice reflection, Sparky. I like it, man. You said, say this with me. What I create has value. What I share changes lives. What I offer deserves to be bought. I'm not posting to impress. I'm posting to bless. Man, that sounds awesome. This isn't about getting it right. It's about getting it rolling. Perfection is not the requirement. Momentum is. Today, I'm building the business that my future self will thank me for. Love this one. Hit me with a fire T and D, Sparky.
Absolutely, Richie. Here's your full blaze T&D for episode 102 of the Rich Spark podcast. Episode 102, Practice Makes Permanent, and Posting is a Blessing. Practice, power, and posting to bless, not impress. Description. This one's for the builders, the dreamers, the ones reversing their vision all the way back to today. Richie drops a morning flow straight from the notebook. Practice makes permanent. So what are you practicing? Where your attention goes, your energy flows. Delegate, eliminate, automate, the remix, and the spark that might just change everything. What I share changes lives. What I offer deserves to be bought. This is more than mindset. It's momentum fuel for the freedom builder in you. Hit play, then hit post. Let me know if you want the Google Doc version to lock this one in as a product or PDF. I'm ready when you are. Just drop the signal.
Signal dropped. Let's lock this in as a Google Doc. Thanks.